Welcome to the Brant and Sherry Oddcast, sponsored by America's Christian Credit Union. To order Brant's latest book, Life is Hard, God is Good, Let's Dance, or to find out more about the show, go to BrantHansen.com.
Out walking the dog, looked in the little pond near our house. Mother duck with her 9 ducklings right into, she turns left, they'll turn left, turn right, they'll turn right. They're in a little group, but it's just like, they're just a split second behind her. She cannot shake them, even if she wanted to. She doesn't want to,
right?
I'm sure, but my goodness, I was thinking, that's got to be so exhausting. Like, would you guys just go take a break?
Figure it out. Everyone just rest for a second.
It was easier when you guys were eggs. I want you to know that. But I was thinking about that. Then I was thinking, as tiring as it probably is for her, you know what? She's made for this. She's made for it. She probably does get tired of it, but she's made for it, and she has the skills she needs. She's given everything she needs to do this job. And then I was thinking about human moms, and maybe you're a human mom listening to this, and I bet it's tiring. But I also know you're made for this. Like, you've got these charges maybe right behind you all the time, and boy, is that draining. But you've got what it takes to do this job, and as tiring as it is, you're going to rise to the occasion of taking care of these little ones. Okay, just a heads up, you're going to need to brace yourself.
Okay.
You may need to sit down. That's what I was thinking, because I'm going to shock you with some information.
To the point that I can't stand.
Well, some people get lightheaded if they're like, whoa, I didn't know that. So you want to sit down first. If you're sitting down, that's
okay,
cool.
Thanks for the heads up.
Because I'm a shock jock, and it's rated G, but I bring information that's really shocking and interesting. What this? You know Brussels sprouts? They were terrible, right? They're not that bad anymore.
I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not so bad, but they were horrible.
I don't know that they were.
No, they were.
What?
Back in the 80s, 90s, yeah.
You didn't like them?
Oh, I hated them.
Okay.
A lot of people hated them, but honestly, if you have them now, they're not that bad. And the reason is, it's not only that your taste buds can change, which is true, but actually the Brussels sprouts are better than they were. They're less bitter. They've come up with a way to cross-pollinate these plants. They did it in Europe. And now the Brussels sprouts that we have are actually better tasting than the ones that we grew up with.
This is a different Brussels sprout than when we were younger.
Yeah, they actually are, but I didn't know that. I saw this. I was like, that's shocking to me. It may not, your mileage may vary, but I thought it was kind of shocking.
I will give it to you, but that's interesting. I don't know that I would faint.
I can see that. I'm probably not faint from that. If you're really bugged by somebody, you know what you ought to do? You ought to do something that adds value to their life.
Bless them.
Right. So Jesus taught us to do this. The genius of it is, among other things, like it actually makes you change your heart towards that person so you're less bothered.
Yes.
It's amazing. So we talked about that before on the show, just the genius of Jesus' ethic there, what he's telling us to do. Well, Melissa dropped me a note. She said her husband, she's paid attention to that if we talked about it. Her husband got in an argument with her neighbor 7 years ago, and they haven't talked for 7 years.
Wow.
And then there was a little emergency a couple weeks ago, and he had to help. And since her husband had to help them, things have thawed, and they've been hanging out, like talking and stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't want to talk to him, but after he did something nice for them to help them, suddenly he thinks more positively of them.
Yeah, it turns your heart towards that. It really
turns
does.
your heart. So if you can't think of something, it's a great idea to start. Jesus said, pray for your enemies. Like, bless those who persecute you. They're driving you crazy. Like, do something. You want to be free from this? Do something for them. Pray for them. This is a feature of the show. It's called Back in Our Day. And so Sherry and I are sitting in these rocking chairs and remembering stuff. And you're welcome to sit here with us. We like that. But we're going to go on about stuff that...
As we're wont to do here on the porch.
Yeah, you probably don't even remember.
Yeah.
Remember pagers?
Oh, yes. Yes.
That was a big deal, man.
Yes,
if you had a pager, you were like, whoa.
I had one.
Whoa. Did you really?
I did. It was ridiculous.
That's it. Well, people made a big deal out of it, though.
I know, but you'd get this page. I get this page from my mom. Of course, I still don't have a phone, so I still got to figure that out.
Now, that's the thing we need you to understand as you're listening. Like, back in this day, we didn't have the phones, so it would send you on a Easter egg hunt to find a telephone somewhere. And you would have to call somebody
and
report in because they buzzed you.
and their phone number would come up. Now, if you didn't get to them because you can't get to a phone,
right,
then my mom would put 911 in. Okay, that's not going to help me find the phone any quicker to call you. I understand it's emergency on your end.
Right, I don't know how to call you. And the other thing was when people would be like, "Oh, I'm being paged." They like to say it too.
Oh, I'm being paged. I'm being paged by my pager that I've got. My pager is paging me, and then I also have somebody else paging me because it's really important.
Hey, this is Brant, and I have something you should know about. This is actually some very practical advice I'm going to give you. I'm almost proud of myself, although I have no responsibility for how awesome this actually is. America's Christian Credit Union. It's a totally different way of banking. I mean, it has all the usual conveniences. It got credit and debit cards and loans for all sorts of stuff. They're great for car loans, by the way, savings accounts, all that stuff. But it's different because they use our money for good, for things I support. This is like one very easy way to be a blessing to people. America's Christian Credit Union funds all sorts of good things like adoptions, all sorts of ministries. It's a nonprofit. We get the benefits of a great credit union, but it helps people. I believe that is what is called a win-win. They're rock solid too. They've been around since the 1950s. So you should look into it. It's americaschristiancu.com/Brant. They have a special bonus if you go to that link. It's americaschristiancu.com/BRANT.
What are you reading? What are you writing?
I'm rereading. I'm going through my notes from The Matter with Things, which is the book that I talked about on one podcast, Ian McGilchrist. Mm-hmm. And I'm just astonished all over again. And I knew it. I knew it. Reading this book has nothing to do with the Bible. Mm-hmm. And this guy's an Oxford professor and neuroscientist and psychiatrist. And one of the most knowledgeable people in the world, and gets that kind of respect across the board from everybody. And I'm like, the guy has to be a Christian. And I've seen interviews with him going, yes, okay, I'm a Christian. That's exactly what I am.
Yeah.
And here's why. And he unveils it all, but he's like, look, but the book is all about just the mystery of creation, essentially, and how we attend to the world and how Western culture attends with its left brain. And if we should with the right, and we'll see that everything is shot through with such mystery. So what I was rereading yesterday, for instance, yesterday evening, trying to relax, about how particles may not exist. Really? And I'm not going to explain this very well.
Okay.
But of course we know there's particles, there's waves, there's energy fields, but actually maybe there aren't particles. To explain it is very difficult, but it's an idea out there for physicists reassessing how we perceive of everything. But if you were going to put a time lapse on the Grand Canyon camera for a long time, you'd see all sorts of different things happen.
Yeah.
Right? Or a mountain. You'd see it go up, go down, like the Appalachians or something, or the Egyptian pyramids. Like they're not going to last forever.
Right.
But you would see them form and then erode or eventually be gone, or other massive structures that have disappeared, Ozymandias style. Like it's, you think this thing's going to be there forever. It's not. Everything's kind of impermanent in that sense. It's a wave. Our bodies are waves more than they are particles. We know that like all of our cells are exchanged constantly through respiration, for instance, and other ways. But it's not a constant thing. And yet there's this consciousness that is a continuous experience.
Okay.
But it may be a better way of thinking is that everything looks like particles to us. Things look like permanent matter because that's just how we perceive it. But time is a mystery. How God perceives of all that is a mystery. Maybe we're really talking about fields. And I think there's something to that. But it does make you think about how all things are held together, and there's more flow. There's more flow than the left part of the brain thinks, because the left part wants to make everything into a machine,
right?
Pieces and parts. But we don't develop that way.
That's true.
We don't develop like a machine, but the whole world wants to tell you that humans are machines. It's all your neurons. We don't understand a single neuron, by the way, but we want to act like we do. So it's again that the mystery that this guy's getting at. What was he going to say about the particles and waves and how we perceive it? Oh goodness! Shoot, I had a really
thing I was excited about. It may not have been a great point, but I was excited about it.
I was excited about what you just said. The consciousness part is really interesting.
Yeah.
Through line of that.
Yeah. So how all things are held together. Like it's this sustenance that the artist is sustaining the art the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the one that the relationships between things may matter more than the things themselves.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And you think about that the relationships between things may matter, how they interact. We're created by a Trinity.
That's right.
That relates.
That's right.
It's like at the very foundation of the creation of the universe is relationship.
Yeah.
And then we see it. How about this? Since we're not machines, explain if this is a machine where the parts just come together and so it works well. No. When a human being is formed, when you were formed, when I was formed, our heart starts to form. And before there's even any walls in the heart that separate, the ventricles.
Yeah.
The blood's already rushing a couple different directions next to itself. Like there's a flow of blood that's going one direction and the other direction next to it in the same vessel. And slowly, in between those directions, starts to form something solid.
Wow.
So the future of the thing, the intent behind the thing is forming the thing.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
It does.
That's not a machine.
Yeah.
The future of the thing is determining the thing's existence, what it was purposed to be. And so McGilchrist will quote, these aren't Christian biologists or something just going, but we see that we need to entertain the idea of purposiveness because that's how these things actually act.
As if there's a purpose.
Right.
Yes.
Like it already knows how do those blood cells know that they would go two different directions and it hasn't formed the wall in between yet? Yeah. But it does in the interaction there. Some cells start to turn into this and that. And that's not a machine. The purpose of the thing determines its existence. Think about heaven. What we're created for, to reign with God. The trajectory of our transformation. The purpose of the thing is more important than where it came from.
Yeah.
Right? So the purpose of the thing, but everything that we do in our culture is all about, we can explain how this is put together. We really can't, but that's what matters.
Yeah.
It's the pieces, parts of the thing. No, that's your left brain talking. That's the hemisphere.
And the reason why it inevitably ends up in a train wreck and a mess, no matter how brilliant it started, is because there's no clear definition of purpose.
Right. So you've got all the makings, like if you can imagine a giant, beautiful cathedral, but we don't know what it's supposed to look like.
That's right.
And so it's just a big mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the purpose drives the ultimate form.
Well, that goes back to what you talked about. And I just was listening to a podcast and they were saying it and I'm amazed at people's almost audacity to say things that are clearly rooted in the words of Jesus and then pretend like it's something that you came up with and we're not supposed to draw that correlation back. But they were talking about, well, I think what's happened is we've lost the story.
Yes, right. Yes, well, yes, exactly. That's
and now without the story that you had, whether it was right or wrong, you still had the story and that was the purpose of the thing. And once you've lost it, then now it's chaos. What else could it be but chaos?
Nothing but chaos. Exactly right.
Yeah.
I like to think about that though, in our purpose being so much bigger than what we can imagine. People don't want to think about it that way, like because we don't want to get too lofty about ourselves or whatever. But that is, I've been studying this. That is the trajectory.
I think there's
reigning with Him in heaven, sharing the throne.
Doesn't Ephesians say something about? I know because we don't know how to do it, so we just bring it all here, right?
Yeah.
But when He says He is able to do exceedingly abundantly above anything that I could ask or think.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's
More than you could think.
yeah.
So that's your destiny. If you're a believer and you trust the Lord, he's saying, trust me. And he keeps handing over authority to us. He does it in a lot of different ways. And so many parables of Jesus involve the master went away and he left these people.
So true. Yeah.
It's a bunch of them. They left the servants with this. He let the tenants take over the land. There's so much of that. Then there's like literally, I'm giving you all authority.
Keys of the kingdom.
I've been given all authority. I'm giving you the keys of the kingdom. And then it says we're going to reign with him in Revelation. It says that a few different ways in a few different places. And there's another place in the New Testament that says that we're going to reign. I think it's going to be a marvelous creative thing. I think that's why we're like this part of being in the image of God is because we're created to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think there can be some concern like, oh, there's only one God. Right. There is only one creator God. Exactly. That's right. That's right. But we are going to reign with him. And I think we're going to create stuff we couldn't imagine before. I think we're made for it. In fact, you can't stop us from creating until we talk ourselves out of it.
That's true. That's so true.
We can't keep up with our grandkids.
Oh my goodness.
That's how children are. When you're humble,
Yeah.
you just create.
Yeah, that's right.
You're not all bound up. You just make things.
Right.
And we have to curate this. The refrigerator's only so big, but the creative outflow, right?
Yes, and creating is the purpose when you're a kid. So it's not like there's no commerce.
Not
tied
trying to win an
There's
award.
It's just here's the thing, and here's another thing, and another thing, and another thing.
We're made in his image of the Creator, and we're going to reign with him. So if you're wondering how fun is heaven going to be, well, here's how I would explain it to a middle school guy. I'd be like, all your world building Roblox or what, I don't even know what it is, Fortnite stuff or whatever you're building. We love that. We love building things. We like making worlds, don't we? It's really fun. We like world building. We like creating music. Well, get ready. And you'll be unleashed from all the things that inhibit you now.
Yeah.
All the second guessing and all the pressure, the anger and things in the world that stop you from creating joyfully. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be great. It's not going to be a long hymn singing service because I heard that as a kid. I'm like, I don't want that.
Right. Yeah.
This is hard enough. We get an hour and a half. Like it's going to go on for literally ever. When we've been there 10,000 years. Oh boy. We never get to lunch. Never get to the game. Never get to Sunday afternoon. It's
it did feel like that, right? Yeah.
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 Oh, it's going to be great. I just found this quote too. At present, this is C.S. Lewis. I think I've read this before, but oh well. At present, if we are reborn in Christ, the spirit in us lives directly on God. But the mind, and still more the body, receives life from him at 1,000 removes. The faint, far-off results of those energies which God's creative rapture implanted in matter when he made the worlds are what we now call physical pleasures. And even thus filtered, they are too much for our present management.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even as far filtered, we still can't handle it.
That's right.
What would it be like, what would it be to taste at the fountainhead, that stream of which even these lower reaches prove so intoxicating? Yet that, I believe, is what lies before us. C.S. Lewis from The Weight of Glory. So think about our trajectory is more important than where we came from. Our trajectory is more important. Now you look at all your circumstances. More important that you came from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
More important than where your family came from. More important. It doesn't even. My background is even not even remotely as important as reigning with God, which is that's where this is going.
Yeah.
So you can see that formation happening in a fetal heart, in the heart of a little baby human. Like we're being formed or malformed according to our wishes. Like, but that purpose is everything, and it determines whether it's a great cathedral in the end or a pile of gargoyles just in a dump.
The Brant and Sherry Oddcast, sponsored by America's Christian Credit Union. To find out more about the show, go to BrantHansen.com.